All right. I think we're live. Okay. Let's see. All right. We are live. It is 10 o'clock on Tuesday. It is story time for the Pines and Plains Library, and we are going to read What Pet Should I Get by Dr. Seuss. I love Dr. Seuss. He's awesome. So we'll wait a couple minutes and see if we get some people on here. But we are going to do an activity today. After we're just going to do one story, and then we're going to have a little bit of an activity. Can you go over to that table and get my pad of paper? I almost forgot my song pad. So, but today's activity will be, I guess, a science experiment. Easy cleanup, easy materials, and just super fun. I did this yesterday with my little guy, and my husband was walking by, and he was like, "Whoa, I didn't know that would do that." So I thought, oh, well, maybe we should do this for fun with all the kiddos and the parents. So if you want to join in the activity, I guess you can do it later. It just requires some dry erase markers and like a glass pie plate or a glass Pyrex that can hold a little bit of water. So that is all you need, and it does not ruin your Pyrex. It is totally safe and good and fun, and just turned out to be about an hour and a half of entertainment for my little guy. He just thought that was super fun. So, and we'll do that after our story. Okay, good morning, Chelsea and Annika. So let's see, I think I can wave to you. Cool. So we've got two folks on. I know one of them is Chelsea. Good deal. So we'll see. I unfortunately broke my watch yesterday, so I can't do the handy-dandy check the time to see when it's 10:05. And I sat in the dining room so that we could do this nice thing with the dish and the water and stuff like that. And I don't have a clock in the dining room. I don't know why. I think it's the only room in my house that I don't have a clock. So, did everybody watch Dolly Parton's Good Night story? I think it was like just 10 or 15 minutes, but it was pretty cool. She did The Little Engine That Could. Always a good story. So that was good. So, I'm assuming everybody's still at home, hanging out. We're hanging out. It's nicer weather today. It was cold and yucky over the weekend. We like that. We got good moisture. So, all right. So at 10:05, we will start our Are You Ready song, and then we will get right into our book. And Chelsea and Annika, I hope you like this activity. It was super fun when we did it yesterday. So and I even have a cameraman today for the portion when we do the activity, because I needed both my hands and I couldn't just set the phone on the table. So it'll be fun. It'll be super fun. All right. All right. What time is it, cameraman?
10:05.
All right. 10:05. The cameraman says 10:05. All right. So, what pet should I get? Now, we should just do a disclaimer. They have a very lengthy disclaimer in the back of this book that most people don't get their pets at pet stores anymore. We used to do this when I was a kid. Obviously not Dr. Seuss type pets, but it used to be a thing. I don't think we even have pet stores in the mall or anything anymore. So let's just use a stretch of imagination. This is how it used to be. All right. Yes, I am fancy, Chelsea. All right. Can you see that okay? My cameraman's not on yet. Okay, so we want a pet. We want a pet. What kind of pet should we get? Let's see, I'll go back here. Dad said we could have one. Dad said he would pay. I went to the pet shop. I went there with Kay. And so we went in. I took one fast look. I saw a fine dog who shook hands, so we shook. So I said, I want him. But then Kay saw a cat. She gave it a pat. And she said, I want that. Hello, Denise. Then Kay said, now what do you think we should do? Dad said to pick one. We cannot take home two. Then what do you know? We saw two other kinds. Now how could Kay and I make up our minds? A pup and a kitten, they looked like good fun. Now which would we pick? We could only pick one. And up here in the back in the big banners it says, make up your mind. The cat or the dog, the kitten, the pup. Oh boy, it is something to make a mind up. Then I looked all around. I saw something with wings. I said, look at him. We can pick one that sings. But then, look over there, said my sister Kay. We can go home with a rabbit today. Then I looked at Kay. I said, what will we do? I like all the pets that I see. So do you. We have to pick one pet and pick it out soon. You know, Mother told us to be back at noon. And I could have done it. I could have, I bet. I could have said what pet we should get. But you know what Kay did? Do you know what she did? She said, fish, 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 fish. It may be a fish is the pet that we wish. Then I saw a new kind, and they were good too. How could I pick one? Now what should we do? We could only pick one, that is what my dad said. But how could I make up that mind in my head? And here it is again. Make up your mind. Pick a pet fast. Pick one out soon. Mother and Dad said to be home by noon. The time may be now to make up my mind, but who knows what other good pets I might find. I might find a new one, a fast kind of thing, who would fly around my head in a ring on a string. Yes, that would be fun. But our house is so small, this thing on a string would bump into the wall. My mother, I know, would not like that at all. You guys see that? Look at how tall that guy is. So maybe some other good kind of pet. Another kind maybe is what we should get. We might find a new kind. A pet who is tall, a tall pet who fits in a space that is small. My mother might like this pet best of all. Look at what a small crevice he fits into. If we had a big tent, then we would be able to take home a yent. Dad would like us to have a good yent, but how do I know he could pay for a tent? So you see, it is how it is when you pick out a pet. How can you make up your mind what to get? But What if we took one of each kind of pet? Then our house would be full of the pets we would get. No. Dad would be mad. We can only have one. If we do not choose, we will end up with none. I will do it right now. I will do it, I said. I will make up the mind that is in my head. The dog or the rabbit or the fish or the cat. I picked one out fast. And then that was that. And we don't know, because then we get to their disclaimer back here. We don't know what he picked. It's in the basket, and we never know. You guys just get to imagine what he might have picked. And again, I have to say, there's a disclaimer in the back. We don't, the pet stores are not in use anymore, so we don't go to pet stores, because that's, supposed to be not good. But, fun book by Dr. Seuss. What pet should I get? Now, we are going to do an experiment, and I'm going to hand, I don't know. You might have to just hold it like that, sweetie. Okay, so let's try. So we're going to do I don't know that I can. Let me see if I can switch my camera around. Let's see. Oh, hey, there we go. Okay, so we're going to do, and you can get this a little bit. We're going to do an experiment with just regular old dry erase markers.
Should I have you in the front?
A little bit if you want. And so we're going to just plain Pyrex, just a glass one. And so we're going to just put down a good bead of ink. They all have to touch and connect, so we want to do it kind of quick while everything's wet. So I'm just doing a simple, just like, I hope I'm making a rainbow. And then we'll do this. Now I'm going to do a couple other things so that you guys can see, because it'll go from a 2-dimensional to kind of a 3-dimensional once we put the water in there. So there's some things you can't do. Like if I were to draw just like I got my H all connected, everything touches, and I do a high, that once we put the water in won't work so well. Let's see, I think my red one maybe showed up best. So if we just do a big circle, that ends up coming out pretty good. So you can make some circles, and then you can have like your own puzzle game on how to get them all to the same corner and stuff. So you guys can work out what you end up doing with this, but it is pretty fun and pretty easy. So we just, a couple seconds, put down some dry erase, and it's just plain water. And I'm just, so you get it to release by pouring the water in right next to it. Can you see this in the shot? Oh, my rainbow came apart. Okay, so not all of them lifted up. I think maybe those aren't the best markers. But let's see. So I don't know if you guys can, oh, you got a bad glare from my light. So you can see kind of it floating, and my rainbow came apart. So you want to make sure that stuff kind of is touching to keep it together. And I'm going to get this high to come apart, because then you can see that that's not maybe the best. Oh, well, it's not the best anyway. But kind of fun, because you can make your shapes go around in the water, and you can try and have a puzzle. So that's my kind of neat little activity that we did yesterday, and we just had a smaller pan, and he had a cup of water and some of the small markers, which ended up working out better Although that red and orange one is that's kind of sticking together pretty good. So you guys could do that and like make a rainbow or some sort of solid, like a slide, and or just dots or whatever, and then boom, they'd be good. So anyway, that was my activity for today, and I hope that that is super fun for you guys, and you guys can keep doing that, because, you know, indoor activity if it's snowy and yucky outside, so kind of fun. All right, we will see you again on Thursday, and Chelsea will be there tomorrow with another story time for you guys. And I hope you guys are having fun, staying safe, keeping entertained. And yeah, so and any kind of dry erase marker. These were, I think these are like 5 or something years old. As long as they're inky, you know, and they have enough to kind of grip to each other. But if you do a line, like you do a spiral, then when you put the water in, it's just one long line, and it kind of just stretches out, and it's weird, because so you could talk about 2-dimensional versus 3-dimensional stuff. I don't know, maybe this works for somebody's science class or something, but it's pretty fun. So, all right, you guys have a great day. I'm glad that Josiah thought that was cool. Super fun. Chelsea, I hope Annika thinks that that is also fun. So I thought it was fun. And again, my husband was like, whoa, I didn't know that would do that. So it's kind of fun. All right, you guys have a great day, and I will see you on Thursday, and we'll all see Chelsea tomorrow. And all right, we'll keep on keeping on. All right, bye.